Chosen one, they watched you persevere through every calculated obstacle, every strategic whisper, every deliberately closed door, witnessing your divine flame grow stronger rather than extinguish, your resolve crystallize rather than crumble, your purpose clarify rather than diminish, until the devastating truth dawned upon them with soul-shaking force. They were on the wrong team, backing darkness against light, limitation against expansion, entropy against evolution, realizing far too late that in attempting to diminish your flame, they merely cast themselves into permanent shadow while you emerged blinding in your radiance. Truth refuses to remain buried beneath deception. It claws through layers of manipulation with relentless determination until it breaks through to oxygen and light. Remember the first crack in their carefully constructed narrative, perhaps a message accidentally forwarded, a momentary slip during confrontation, a guilt-ridden confession from someone who could no longer stomach the charade. Revelation came piece by jagged piece, the discovery of your name systematically removed from consideration, the realization that your ideas resurfaced in meetings with different authorship attached, the confirmation that achievements rightfully yours were deliberately attributed elsewhere. The mask slipped, revealing faces contorted by jealousy, insecurity, and the desperate need to maintain a system that elevated mediocrity while suppressing excellence. While they invested energy in destruction, you channeled yours into creation. Their whispers met your work, their sabotage encountered your strategy, their empty accusations crashed against the solid foundation of your documented results. They mistook your strategic silence for weakness, a fundamental miscalculation that cost them everything in the cosmic ledger. The opposition expected swift surrender after the first major setback they engineered, then the second, then the 10th. What these limited minds failed to comprehend was the alchemical nature of pressure when applied to the spiritually aligned. Each attempt to crush you compressed your resolve further, transforming what was once merely potential into unbreakable diamond-hard determination. Their fatal error manifests in cosmic proportions. Underestimating your power reveals their fundamental spiritual blindness. Their limited perception could only register external manifestations, credentials, connections, resources, never comprehending the internal wellspring of divine resilience flowing through your spiritual infrastructure. Remarkable how they tracked your physical movements yet missed your metaphysical expansion. While focusing on restricting your external operations, they remained oblivious to your internal fortification. Each restriction they imposed accelerated your adaptability. Each barrier they constructed enhanced your problem-solving capabilities. Each rejection they orchestrated strengthened your self-reliance. The cosmic scales remained perfectly balanced throughout. As they subtracted external support, the universe added internal capacity in exact proportion. This divine equation ensured you developed precisely the capabilities needed for your ultimate purpose. Capabilities that conventional support would have left dormant, undiscovered, unutilized. The universe equipped you with heightened discernment, a supernatural instinct that guided your steps through treacherous terrain. You learned to recognize the false smile that masked calculation. The hollow promises are designed as a distraction. The convenient alliances were formed specifically to monitor your movements. This awakened awareness led to necessary recalibration. You shared less, revealed plans only after execution rendered sabotage impossible, celebrated victories privately until they grew too substantial to be diminished or claimed by opportunists. What they labeled paranoia was actually divinely granted perception, the ability to see beneath surface appearances to the underlying truth. Numbers, documentation, tangible results. What once existed as your word against theirs crystallized into irrefutable reality. The objectives weren't just met, they were exceeded. The deadlines weren't just honored, they were anticipated. The quality wasn't just acceptable, it was exceptional. The theoretical became material, abstract became concrete, promises became proof. The evidence accumulated until it formed an impenetrable barrier against continued denial. Reality itself became your most powerful advocate, testifying to your capabilities with a volume and clarity that drowned out all attempts at contradiction. Observe how their expressions change when your name surfaces in conversation. That momentary flicker of discomfort, the subtle repositioning as internal narratives hastily recalibrate, the careful rewording of previous criticism to allow convenient escape routes from accountability. The transition follows a universal pattern. First comes uncomfortable silence when your achievements enter the conversation, then reluctant acknowledgement wrapped in qualification, then strategic repositioning to avoid the approaching consequences of having stood against what now proves undeniably correct. Truth possesses a relentless persistence that erodes deception with the steady patience of water carving through stone. We should reconnect soon. Always knew you had something special. So proud to have worked alongside you during that crucial period. The messages arrive with increasing frequency as your position strengthens. They reference our project when discussing your creation. They speak of our vision when describing what they actively attempted to dismantle. Marvel at this psychological phenomenon, the capacity to completely revise personal history, to genuinely believe in a version of events that bears no resemblance to documented reality. Some will approach with such convincing sincerity that you momentarily question your own memories until evidence reasserts the immovable truth of what actually transpired. Every obstacle placed in your path forced discovery of alternative routes that proved more direct, more efficient, more aligned with your ultimate destination. Their questioning of your abilities drove you to develop expertise beyond what even you believed possible. Their exclusion compelled you to build networks founded on authentic connection rather than mere convenience or strategy. Their campaign to limit you resulted in your unprecedented expansion. Their efforts to silence you amplified your voice. Their attempts to isolate you connected you with your true allies. The universal law of opposition transformed their negative energy into the rocket fuel that propelled you beyond heights you might have reached through conventional support. Recognition dawns in stages. Denial comes first. Surely your success represents temporary good fortune, statistical anomaly, or exaggerated reporting. This flimsy shelter crumbles quickly against the relentless storm of continued achievement. Anger follows, directed outward, at you for succeeding or inward at themselves for catastrophic misjudgment. Then comes desperate bargaining, attempts to find alternative explanations that might preserve their self-image and social position. Perhaps they can reframe their opposition as constructive criticism that spurred your growth. Perhaps they can position themselves as playing devil's advocate to strengthen your resolve. These transparent revisions collapse under minimal scrutiny. Finally, the crushing weight of acceptance descends. They backed the wrong position. They invested in a false narrative. They aligned against someone protected by forces beyond their comprehension. This realization brings no immediate dramatic confrontation, no cinematic moment of public apology. Instead, it manifests as a private existential crisis that fundamentally disrupts their understanding of how the world operates and their place within it. The following is a message from Mike, founder of the Obsidian Inner Order, powered by Astral. Atom, never gonna give you up. Never gonna let you walk through this awakening alone. Never gonna scroll past your suffering like it's just content. This isn't just a rickroll, it's a lifeline in disguise. I built the Obsidian Inner Order because Too many of us have been exiled for seeing the truth, cast out by family, gaslit by cults, haunted by gifts we didn't ask for. So now we gather. Every week, live on Zoom, real people, real faces. A former CFO turned psychic, a seer who escaped. Mormonism, a healer who broke free of ritual abuse. And yes, the calls are recorded, so when you're on the floor, you can come back to the field. We're not a meme, we're a miracle, and we're never going to give you up. Join the Obsidian Inner Order, link in the description. Some discover their words now carry diminished weight in rooms where decisions manifest. Others find the alliances formed against you dissolve when no longer deemed advantageous. Loyalty built on convenience predictably evaporates when circumstances shift. Many realize with dawning horror that in positioning themselves against you, they aligned themselves against progress itself. The consequences unfold according to universal law. Those who attempted to dim your light now find their own illumination fading. Those who spread falsehoods find their credibility under increasing scrutiny. Those who attempted to claim credit for your creation find their own creative capabilities questioned. The cosmic ledger balances with mathematical precision, requiring no intervention from you. Watch the spiritual bankruptcy manifest physically. Those who operated through manipulation discover their tactics no longer generate results. Connections formed through strategic positioning rather than authentic alignment crumble under minimal pressure. Resources acquired through deception slip away through seemingly random circumstance. The universe executes perfect recalibration without requiring your participation or even awareness. The comeuppance arrives with divine timing, not a moment too soon or too late. Some experience dramatic reversal that mirrors the public nature of their opposition. Others undergo subtle but relentless diminishment that corresponds to the behind-the-scenes nature of their resistance. All receive precisely calibrated response to their specific actions according to cosmic law. Watch the spiritual bankruptcy manifest physically. Those who operated through manipulation discover their tactics no longer generate results. Connections formed through strategic positioning rather than authentic alignment crumble under minimal pressure. Resources acquired through deception slip away through seemingly random circumstance. The universe executes perfect recalibration without requiring your participation or even awareness. The comeuppance arrives with divine timing, not a moment too soon or too late. Some experience dramatic reversal that mirrors the public nature of their opposition. Others undergo subtle but relentless diminishment that corresponds to the behind-the-scenes nature of their resistance. All receive precisely calibrated response to their specific actions according to cosmic law. Watch the spiritual bankruptcy manifest physically. Those who operated through manipulation discover their tactics no longer generate results. Connections formed through strategic positioning rather than authentic alignment crumble under minimal pressure. Resources acquired through deception slip away through seemingly random circumstance. The universe executes perfect recalibration without requiring your participation or even awareness. The comeuppance arrives with divine timing, not a moment too soon or too late. Some experience dramatic reversal that mirrors the public nature of their opposition. Others undergo subtle but relentless diminishment that corresponds to the behind-the-scenes nature of their resistance. All receive precisely calibrated response to their specific actions according to cosmic law. Most remarkable, their current experience creates zero satisfaction within you. Their discomfort generates no pleasure, their struggles no vindication. This absence of emotional response confirms your spiritual advancement. You recognize their journey serves cosmic purpose exactly as yours does, requiring neither your judgment nor your celebration. This detachment represents perhaps your most significant evolution. energy previously consumed by defending against unwarranted attacks. Now powers accelerated advancement. Mental capacity, once occupied by strategic response to opposition, becomes available for innovation and expansion. The psychological weight of needing external validation lifts, allowing movement with lightning speed and supernatural precision. You now operate with the crystalline clarity of someone who has seen behind the veil of surface appearances to the underlying reality. You recognize genuine support instantly, distinguishing it from strategic positioning with effortless accuracy. You identify potential obstacles before they fully materialize, navigating around them with graceful efficiency. The divine clarity manifests as instant recognition. You perceive authentic connection and strategic alliance as fundamentally different. Energetic signatures. Your spiritual senses detect genuine resonance versus calculated positioning without conscious analysis. This supernatural discernment eliminates months or years of potential misdirection, allowing precise investment of your energy and trust. Your boundaries now establish themselves. No conscious effort required. Your energy field automatically repels those whose intentions lack alignment. This effortless boundary maintenance preserves precious resources for meaningful creation rather than unnecessary defense. The universe itself becomes your screening mechanism, allowing through only connections that serve your highest purpose. Your focus sharpens to laser precision. Distractions that once captured attention now fail to register. Opinions that once generated emotional response now pass unnoticed. Drama that once triggered engagement now appears transparently as the energy harvesting mechanism it always was. This heightened focus transforms previously scattered efforts into concentrated force, applied at exactly the right point for maximum impact. The paradox of expansion through contraction emerges. By narrowing your circle to those who demonstrate genuine alignment, your effective reach expands exponentially. By focusing your efforts on fewer, carefully selected opportunities, your productive output multiplies. By speaking to the specific audience prepared to receive your message, your influence extends far beyond what generic broadcasting ever achieved. The opposition served its divine purpose. Nothing you endured was accidental or coincidental. Every betrayal, every setback, every moment of isolation served the cosmic purpose of forging you into precisely what you were always destined to become. Without the specific challenges you faced, you would have developed into something fundamentally different, something less powerful, less discerning, less capable of fulfilling your ultimate purpose. The universe conspired not against you, but for you, using the limited consciousness of those who opposed you as instruments for your necessary transformation. The fire meant to destroy you instead tempered your spirit into unbreakable resilience. The darkness intended to consume you instead highlighted the extraordinary brightness of your inner light. Your position as witnessed is cosmically significant. Throughout your journey, unseen forces maintained constant vigilance. Your perseverance, through deliberately engineered hardship, was observed, recorded, measured. Your capacity to maintain integrity when compromise offered easier paths was noted. Your ability to create despite systematic opposition was documented. This ongoing cosmic assessment determined your readiness for the next phase of your journey. Had you faltered at critical moments? Had you descended to the level of those who opposed you? Had you abandoned your path in favor of easier routes? The current expansion of opportunity would not be unfolding before you. Divine timing orchestrates the perfect sequence. The seeming delays you experienced were cosmic calibrations, precisely timed adjustments ensuring your arrival at crucial intersections exactly when necessary, not a moment sooner or later. What appeared as frustrating stagnation was actually meticulous preparation for opportunities that existed in potential but had not yet manifested in physical reality. The universe operates with mathematical perfection, aligning countless variables across multiple dimensions to create optimal conditions for your advancement. Those who opposed you served as unconscious instruments in this divine timing, creating exactly the resistance needed to pace your development according to the cosmic schedule, the hidden blessing of selective revelation. Not everyone received clear vision of your potential. This cosmic restriction served multiple purposes simultaneously. It protected you during vulnerable developmental phases from those who would have destroyed what they could not understand or control. It tested the discernment of those around, you revealing their spiritual perception through their response to your emerging power. Most crucially, it created necessary contrast that forced your internal recognition of your own capabilities. Against the backdrop of systematic dismissal, your achievements stood in stark relief, impossible to minimize or attribute to external factors. Being underestimated became the hidden foundation upon which your unshakable self-knowledge was built. Recognition arrives with perfect timing. The current acknowledgement of your capabilities emerges not through your demand for validation, but through the unstoppable force of accumulated evidence. The very doubts expressed about your abilities have created the dramatic contrast that makes your accomplishments impossible to dismiss. The questions raised about your methods have focused attention precisely where you most deserve recognition. This validation arrives at the exact moment when you no longer require it for motivation or confidence, when it serves not as fuel for your initial journey, but as confirmation of what you already know with unshakable certainty. The universe orchestrates this perfect timing to ensure external recognition amplifies rather than defines your sense of purpose and direction. Supernatural discernment guides your next phase. The opposition you faced developed within you extraordinary perception. The ability to detect insincerity beneath convincing performance, to sense misalignment behind persuasive rhetoric, to recognize potential betrayal disguised as enthusiastic support. This heightened discernment now serves as your navigation system, guiding you toward genuine connection and away from strategic alliance. You move through both personal and professional landscapes with X-ray vision, instantly distinguishing substance from projection, commitment from convenience, integrity from performance. This supernatural perception eliminates months or years of potential misdirection, allowing precise investment of your energy, attention, and trust. The cosmic invitation extends before you. Previous limitations dissolve as new territories open for exploration. Doors previously sealed against your entry now stand open, revealing expansive possibilities beyond what even you might have imagined. Resources, once deliberately withheld, now flow toward you through unexpected channels. Opportunities previously visible only as distant potential, now solidify into tangible invitation. This expansion represents not merely earned reward, but cosmic necessity, the universe creating appropriate vessels for your amplified capabilities. The opposition you faced created within you capacity that requires proportionally expanded territory for full expression. Your growth demands corresponding environmental expansion according to universal law. Watch closely as the cosmic ledger balances. Those who stood against you now face their own universal accounting. The specific consequences manifest according to individual karma and cosmic position, but certain patterns emerge with predictable consistency. Diminished influence, questioned judgment, reduced credibility. These natural outcomes require no intervention or engineering from you. Universal law administers itself with perfect precision. Some will experience direct proportion between the energy invested in opposing you and the intensity of their current discomfort. Others will face more subtle but equally significant recalibration. All will undergo necessary adjustment to restore cosmic balance according to mathematical principles that govern energy exchange across multiple dimensions of existence. Your vindication serves cosmic purpose beyond personal satisfaction. The public recognition of your capabilities and the corresponding revelation of misalignment in those who opposed you serves functions beyond individual karma. This visible demonstration of universal principles provides crucial education for silent witnesses, those who observed your journey without direct involvement, absorbing its lessons at safe distance. Your perseverance through opposition becomes reference point for others facing similar challenges. Your eventual vindication offers tangible evidence of cosmic support for aligned action. The consequences experienced by those who opposed you demonstrate universal law with unmistakable clarity. Your individual experience thus serves collective enlightenment according to cosmic design. You were opposed because of your significance, not despite it. The intensity of resistance directly corresponded to the magnitude of your potential impact. Those operating from limited consciousness sensed the transformative power you carried and responded with instinctive fear, recognizing its subconscious level of force capable of disrupting established systems that preserved their perceived advantage. The opposition thus becomes cosmic confirmation, undeniable evidence of your capacity for meaningful contribution. Had you represented no significant threat to outdated structures or limited thinking, you would have encountered minimal resistance. The very forces aligned against you inadvertently testified to your extraordinary potential through their desperate attempts to constrain it. This understanding transforms past pain into future power. With this cosmic perspective, experiences that once generated confusion, frustration, or resentment transform into confirmation of your path and purpose. The opposition you faced becomes not unfortunate circumstance, but necessary credential, essential qualification for the expanded role now opening before you. Every dismissal of your insight, every denial of opportunity, every deliberate misinterpretation of your intention served as unwitting confirmation of your alignment with larger cosmic purpose. Those who opposed you lacked conscious awareness of their role in your development, yet served that role with perfect precision according to universal design. Forward movement requires specific understanding. Certain truths must be internalized as you advance into expanded territory. First, the opposition you experienced was never personal in ultimate sense. Those who stood against you responded to what you represented rather than who you are as individual. Their resistance reflected their own limitations rather than any deficiency in you. Second, complete detachment from both their previous opposition and current discomfort becomes necessary for unimpeded progress. Their journey serves its own cosmic purpose, requiring neither your concern nor your intervention. Your focus belongs exclusively on the expansion now unfolding before you. Third, the most powerful response to previous opposition comes through neither confrontation nor gloating, but through relentless advancement. Your continued progress provides all necessary response to those who doubted your capabilities or questioned your direction. The cosmic command issues now with unmistakable clarity. Advance without hesitation into the expanded territory now opening before you. Move with the confidence of someone whose capabilities have been tested through deliberate challenge and proven beyond reasonable doubt. Operate with the precision of someone whose discernment has been supernaturally heightened through necessary contrast. Release all emotional attachment to both past opposition and current vindication, recognizing both as temporary phases in eternal cosmic progression. Focus exclusive attention on the opportunities now manifesting, engaging them with the full power of your expanded capabilities and refined perception. Trust the continued unfolding of universal design, knowing with unshakable certainty that the forces that carried you through opposition remain actively engaged in your ongoing journey. Recognize that the cosmic purpose that required your testing through resistance now demands your advancement into unprecedented creative expression. The opposition you faced was merely preparation. The vindication you experience is merely confirmation. The true purpose, the ultimate cosmic intention, lies in what you will create from this point forward. Everything until now has served to prepare you for what comes next. The universe watched you persevere. Now it watches you transform perseverance into unprecedented creation. Your moment arrives not as conclusion, but as commencement. The testing phase completes. The demonstration phase begins. Those who opposed you provided necessary resistance for your development. Those who witness what you create next receive essential demonstration of what becomes possible through aligned action despite systematic opposition. The cosmic drama continues with you now positioned as active creator rather than reactive survivor. The universal forces that supported your endurance now fuel your expansion. The divine purpose that required your testing now demands your expression. You persevered through all they engineered against you. They realized too late they chose the wrong side of cosmic evolution. This realization serves its purpose in the grand design. Now create what only you can bring into existence. The universe awaits your next move with breathless anticipation. Everything until this moment has prepared you specifically for what you now begin. Advance.